Smooth tracks, healthy lines, man. You know the deal, man. We back in the building. MIC podcast episode 178, where everyone's a master of their own creation. And if you got tired of my past artist talk cohort, I don't know. You might have another issue because our guest today is the winner of multiple poetry competitions, has written her own book. She is an author and honestly a really incomparable poet. I'm here with the Maya Wright. Maya, what's shaking, yo?
Ooh, the I got a the in
Yeah, absolutely.
so nice. That's good. I like it. I'm gonna keep it.
No, please feel free to keep that, tuck that, do what you want to do with it. But yo, it's so great to see you because I feel like just in our experiences like throughout the core, we never really got to chop it up at length. You feel me? Everyone had their no facts, and it's like everyone had their their moments. You know what I mean? But like we were just all so ingrained in like what we were there to do, and so it's like we never got a chance to broke off. But I think one, your career is incredible. I think what you do is honestly, like I was just even watching some of your work the other day. I'm just like I'm a fan of battle rap too. So it's like your even style can like if you decided to battle rap, you might what I mean? Like you might have a future in that. But it's just I think you like your approach to poetry and just like honestly just like your style is just so unique, so dope. It's incredible. So like for anyone who may not know your story or is unfamiliar, just really just wants to get to know you better. I feel like this is gonna be like, super, super dope.
Oh wow, thank you.
Of course,
When
yo.
I was in middle school, I actually the first thing I wrote wasn't poetry. I
Okay.
wrote diss raps.
So you out the gate. Wait. So you was low key battle rapping, right?
I wrote diss raps because I
Right here with the mic a little bit more.
Am I going to say his name? I fought this little boy, Bubby Lewis.
Okay, Bubby. All right. She dropped you. All right.
And my teacher made a deal with me that he was not going to suspend me if I promised not to fight boys anymore.
Okay.
He's like, you're getting to an age where y'all strength no longer matches. Like, it's not going to make sense for you to keep doing it.
Right.
And so I was like,
Right here with the mic a little bit more.
but he keep yapping at me. So what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. Right.
So I wrote diss raps. And
There
my
you go.
opening line was like, little Bubby Lewis, you can give my shoes a kiss. Then it got
Yeah, that's
it got
kind of
crazy
okay.
from
All
there.
right.
I know that sounds like
Okay.
bubblegum rap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Nah. And just even thank you for even like touching on that because that is kind of like one of my questions at least initially. But I know you're from the Berg, born and raised. What part of Pittsburgh are you from?
I'm from Manchester.
Manchester. Yeah. I remember you giving us a little breakdown about what.
I don't leave it at Pittsburgh.
Right.
I'm from the north side. I'm from Manchester.
There you go.
For real.
Yeah, there you go. So like, just like how was life going over in Manchester for you?
It's a small hood.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small, intimate hood. Like, what's going on everybody's street. Like, I remember this one time I got dropped off, and I was pretending like I wasn't the one getting dropped off. Guy hopped out my boyfriend's car on the side of my house.
Yeah.
And my neighbor came walking around the corner like, oh, you got out of there? And I said, girl, no. I said, they was trying to figure out whose door was open because their light was on. Like, please. It was hard to get away with stuff. Everybody knew my family. Everybody knew my business. Lil Carmen, what you know about here? I'm like, shit. Yeah. And depending on what block you was on, depends on what sibling they was about to call you. Little Hannah. I'm like, can I just be Maya?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, right. Nah, facts. But it's like just like one of those situations where it's like everyone knows, everybody. Like, if your parents were out of town or something, like your neighbor could, discipline you if needed type vibes. Like,
snitch.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, we already in trouble, so like,
right.
We could just leave it there.
Right,
That's
facts.
what I did.
Nah, real shit. So like, again, you just like, you touched on it like, a little bit at the start, but so like, what initially just inspired you to start writing?
I loved musicals as a child. I loved musicals, and I have 15 siblings, so it was a very loud house. You don't get a say. I'm the next to youngest.
Okay.
So I didn't get a say.
How many siblings?
15. There's 16 total.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I didn't get a say.
Mhm.
So I was journaling a lot.
Okay.
But the fact that musicals rhymed, I started making my journaling rhyme.
Okay.
And it just kind of segued from there.
Absolutely.
Writing all types of things.
Yeah, right. What type of musicals did you fuck with? Like, what were some of your favorite ones?
Disney's like Baseline, but
Okay.
I shouldn't have been watching it, but I loved Chicago.
Okay,
Chicago was
okay.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was in there 8 years old. Pop. Cicero.
Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah,
like he
right.
had it coming, and I
Okay.
believed them. He did. He
Yeah.
had it coming.
Right, right. So how long after, you were just even dabbling in writing, did you kind of pivot to poetry? Like what was that journey like for you?
Mm, what was it? It was sometime after the diss raps.
Okay.
We had a poetry course in school. It
Okay,
was
okay, you go.
structure.
Yeah.
Excuse me, and I didn't feel like it was that interesting. I'm not going to name who was like on the docket for us to read, and I was just like, that's a little palm color.
Yeah.
I like that. But then I was complaining a lot
Okay.
about the the poems,
Okay.
and so I started to ask them if I could use like rap lyrics as poems, and they were like, if you do 3 of ours, you can bring your 3 LL Cool J. I need
Yeah, yeah, right.
yes, when
You
I'm
can
alone.
bring your Bismarcky, Maya. Yeah.
Right, and it was
Yeah.
old rap.
Yeah, yeah, right.
For the Bow Wow.
Right, right, right.
LL Cool
Right,
J.
right.
So then they gave me We Wear the Mask. They gave me some Nikki Giovanni, and they didn't give me Maya because my name was Maya. I remember them sliding that paper to someone else.
I'm crying. Yeah, I'm crying.
They gave me someone else.
Hey, they're funny how it was like you just remember shit like that as a kid. Like, yeah.
Yes.
I remember you slid that Maya paper to her. I remember that.
I was really happy with the Nikki Giovanni, though.
Okay.
I was really happy with that. I was really happy with the Parlor and Stumbar. And from there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like what struck you about poetry that like, just even made you want to dive in?
It was the fact that they were musicals to me that didn't have to be spoken.
Okay.
And this was just my page poetry life. Like, I didn't get into spoken word until much, much later.
Right.
And I just enjoyed that they didn't have to be performative, but could be.
Right, right. If you wanted it to be. Right. Yeah, that's dope.
I like when things can live in different places.
Yeah. No, same. Same. I know. I completely agree. Just like no, yeah, fuck. I agree with that a lot. You know what I mean? For sure.
It's sinking further.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, definitely. Because it's just like, like just even, just like energy wise, where it's just like, creatively, if stuff can fit in, different arenas, like it's truly creative. You know what I mean? Like it's truly adaptable in that regard. So, was there any other outlets you had besides like writing or poetry, like, just early on, or was that like your main nuclear creative like thing?
I think I was creative all around. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I liked acting.
Okay.
I used to get in trouble a lot because I thought everything was acting. Like, so the concept of accents was lost on me. I thought everyone was playing a character, so I would mimic accents.
Okay.
And I was getting popped. I was getting caught.
Yeah.
Because I was mimicking them good.
Yeah, no, and like, yeah, I know.
We're all in character, right?
Yeah, right.
And
No, yeah, that
like,
could lead
I also thought like lisps were accents when I was younger.
Damn, my, yeah.
So I would do a lisp because that was a form of an accent to me.
No.
I thought.
So you was on ass when you was a kid. You was on. Nah, niggas ain't want it. You know what I mean? Not like niggas.
Not my adult.
They knew to watch watch their mouth around you
Mine
for sure.
going to mimic that for sure.
That's
like,
hilarious.
Even with like songs and stuff, I can sound like Erykah Badu, but I couldn't sing. Just like some red, I could mimic things.
Right.
If I've already heard it.
That's dope.
But just like going on and like having a singing career was not about to happen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I definitely loved like to act. I tried my hand at drawing. Okay, God gave all of that skill to my brother. There was none left for me.
Yeah, right. You couldn't get it all. The accents, the writing. It's like, all right, man, chill out. Like,
yeah. Like stick to one thing.
Yeah, right.
And then we'll sprinkle a little more.
Exactly, right.
Yeah. So I think I was just like an all around creative and just trying to figure out. I don't think I was trying to do anything with it.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what helped me get all of the energy.
Absolutely, right, yeah.
The best form for that.
Absolutely.
And it ended up being poetry.
For sure, yeah. Did you just like even like as far as the acting, like was there anything that like you maybe kind of touched on early on that like you tried to like did you like do any plays when you were younger or shit like that or not really?
The living room was my stage.
Yeah, okay.
My sister used to make us. She was oh my gosh, she was the Saint Lunatics fanatic. Okay, so we had to like redo their concerts and stuff like that. But before then, NSYNC and Spice Girls.
Okay.
She would line us up, and we had our parts, and don't sing anybody else's. I was Baby Spice. And
Okay.
I had to wait for my
Shout out to Baby Spice.
Yes. Had to wait for my turn.
Okay.
Had to know my lines. Had to know my dances.
Right.
The amount of NSYNC dances that I know. Please, oh my gosh, Justin, since you don't like singing on tour, I got you.
You can arrest me, like not before the tour. Yeah, what was that video that dropped? He's like, yo, the tour.
But the tour,
Yeah,
like it's important. There's
yeah,
people
right,
there.
right. That's funny as hell. So, you're writing poetry at this point, right? At what point did the spoken word, kind of like, when did you start performing your poetry, like, and like how long had you been writing up to that point before you decided to perform?
Um, I don't know how long I've been writing because trauma make you forget stuff. My whole childhood is just a bowl of soup. I don't
Mm.
know.
Right, yeah.
Just
Right.
really, I'm like, was I in middle school or was I not?
Yeah, I was alive, I know that. Yeah, yeah.
The
I lived through it. Yeah.
exactly.
Right, right.
I started performing 2015. I
Okay.
do know that. I was out of high school
That's crazy.
for sure. I was working. So 2015 I started performing, but I wasn't taking it. There was nothing in my brain that said like you could be a professional poet like that.
Mm.
That was still disconnected. It was still something I was doing leisurely.
Mm.
So 2015, yep, I started going to open mics. See, and I was going to open mics ran by people who didn't know the poetry community, so they was calling everything a slam. There was no
Right, right,
competition
right,
happening.
right,
We was
right.
just up there, just sharing our souls. Like,
Right, niggas spit
oh
at 16. This is a slam. It's like,
slam.
yeah, right.
And I'm like, it wasn't a slam. You could snap still, but it
Right,
wasn't.
right, right.
Oh my gosh, it wasn't a slam. It wasn't a
Right.
slam at all.
That's hilarious. Like,
No,
just
because slam gives me anxiety.
oh, for a while. Why you say that? Just because of like the competitive aspect of it, or
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. I mean, but all of it gives me anxiety, even features, but slam is just like, oh my gosh. You once you get to a certain level of being good, you're not allowed to be bad anymore. And after you like lose so many slams, people might be like, "Oh, maybe it was a fluke," because there is a hub of people
Mm.
that wait for a room to tell them what they think about something.
Mm.
And I'm not
Hell
one of
no,
those. Like
no. Yeah,
I'll
I
listen
could
to
tell.
it.
Yeah,
I've been in a bubble,
yeah,
like where I
right.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody outside was like, it was terrible, and I'm like, let's walk through that
yeah, right.
because I don't understand what you heard.
I
It's
agree.
like you was on the internet too much and
Mm,
people told you it was
I
terrible,
agree. Yep. Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So even before like I started slamming, I was just performing during COVID. Everything was online and people like the yap.
Of course, man. Come
And
on,
they're
yeah.
like, oh,
This is a nation of yap. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's a yap nation.
And
Like,
they're like, oh my gosh, Maya's good, but
yeah.
can she slam? And I'm like, of course I can slam. I don't know what a slam is, but of
Yeah.
course I can. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I have
Mm.
15 siblings. All I do is talk shit.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like, absolutely. And
Yeah.
then I signed up for the slam and I paper clipped some poems together because I didn't even meet the time requirement.
Oh
I
wow.
was just stuff together like we
It was too short or like too long?
too short.
Too short. Okay, word.
I was like, oh crap, this is preparation.
Yeah,
And I
right.
won the slam.
Yeah,
And then I kind of got bit by the bug.
yeah.
I was like, oh yeah.
So
I
you
like
won
the
a slam, yeah.
structure.
So you
Yeah.
won a slam, huh?
I did win the slam.
So just even for people who just may not even be familiar, like a poetry slam, like what is like the vibe? Like what does that entail?
It depends if you're doing individuals or if you're doing team slam. For individual slam, I feel like it's a little more laid back. Because your win just depends on you. If you mess up, if you do a bad call, that's just all on you. But if you do that on team slam, it's like you got 4 people cutting their eyes. Like you dropped the line.
Yeah, yeah, right. That's tough.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, right.
You act like I dropped the spirits thing.
Yeah, right. Not the spirits.
But it's really when it's a festival,
Right.
the vibe is so cozy. It's so family reunion.
Yeah.
All your favorite cousins,
Right.
right?
Right.
I mean, most of your favorite cousins.
Yeah, right.
And some of your favorite cousins' kids.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, right, right,
But
right.
it's really cozy. It's really warm. It's really welcoming. It's
Dope.
inviting. And then when the lights get bright and it's time to go, that's when
Yeah, right. So it's like you're not. It's like the competitiveness. It just comes from like who had the better material. Or like, are you like going versus a team? Like, what's the competitive nature of that?
better is arbitrary,
Yeah.
especially in slam. So
Right.
in slam, you get 5 random judges out of the crowd.
Okay, yeah, and shout out to Harley. I think he was breaking this down when he was on. But yeah, okay, word. Yeah, yeah, word.
Yeah, so people are here
Yeah.
for date night.
Okay.
And they're
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
hey,
Yeah.
you want to judge? And they're like, oh, I would be
Right.
doing like halfway, not paying
No
attention.
credentials.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
zero
Yeah, right,
no
right.
credentials.
Exactly.
And they were just like judging based off of whatever the rubric is in their head.
Yeah,
Like they
right.
get prepped. When I prep my judges, I prep them.
Yeah.
I'd be like, we're not giving out extra points because she has
Son,
purple
you
shirt
said
on.
rubric. I haven't heard that word in years. But no, it's a perfect word. My fault. Not to cut you off, but yeah, yeah.
I'm like, we're not giving out extra points because her hair is done. Like,
Yeah, right.
we are judging the storytelling, not
Exactly.
the stories. Okay, like it's sad. Everybody's life is a little sad sometimes.
Right.
Was it written well though?
Mm.
Unfortunately,
There you go.
was
Okay.
trauma written
Yeah, yeah, right.
well?
Yeah, and like, and like, yeah, I don't even know if I like that though. The just pulling someone off a date night and judging the whole.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
how it goes because anything else is kind of like you run the risk of pulling up somebody's friend. It's like, no, I am a poetry lover.
Yeah, a
That's my
plant.
favorite.
The plant.
Like, your favorites in the slam?
She got her
Yes.
shirt on and all that. Like,
Right. I brought their book so they could sign it.
Yeah.
And you're like, so he's gonna
okay,
teach
yeah,
them,
right,
huh?
yeah, right.
Yes. But
I'm
everybody
not
else,
your
I'm judging fair.
Yeah,
No,
right.
10 for you.
Yeah, right.
And judges influence each other sometimes. Like you look at another judge, you might have a 7.2 down. That judge got 9.5, and your own insecurities start acting up, and you're like,
Yeah,
did something go over my head?
yeah, right,
It
right.
gets really bright in them judges.
Yeah, facts.
Why? Because the room when you're leaving, they'll have a totally different take. Like, oh, we thought such and such won that.
Yeah,
And these same 5 people came out of this room.
yeah, right.
But something about sitting your butt in that seat and getting a little whiteboard and
Yeah.
somebody telling you got
yeah, right. It just
you start
bro.
hearing all types of stuff.
Bro.
You're like, oh no, because my dog ran away when I was 5, and
No,
I just
bro,
like
you know,
dog polls. So I don't even know why you did that.
bro, some
Rude.
bullshit. You know what I mean? It's just like
It's all in your head. I didn't like it.
nah, man. We need, because like it's like I get the spirit of it as far as like we want to engage everybody. Like you just want to create that connection between audience and perform. But it's like at the same time, it's like no, just get poets to you. You know what I mean? Like, just get poets to judge the joint. Like, hell no. Like, don't pull someone for the crowd who, and it may even be like their first and only time coming or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they might just be popping out just because, I just want to do some shit tonight.
I
like,
walked in off the street.
yeah.
I seen people
Yeah.
congregate, and I decided to be in the
Come on, son. And now they're judging you serious. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
My friend said something because we were like talking about a slam and how it went, and he was like, well, I gotta always think the judges are right. And I was like, I think that they've been smoking a little bit. But
Yeah.
you tell me why you think they're always right.
Okay.
He was like, because they were right when they chose me. And I said, there's a little comfort in there.
Right, yeah, right. Fair play.
Somebody is
Fair
in
play.
their group chat screenshotting me and saying, how did this big 4-headed girl win? And I'm like, hey. It's where I store all of my poems. The more poems I write, the bigger this forehead gonna get. They're gonna be like, oh, she got a new one. How you know 3 more inches appeared?
Yo, why you stupid, son? That's funny as hell, son.
They're just begging for the comments to flame me up. Oh my gosh, I'm so sensitive. Please don't do it.
Yo, chill on Maya, son. You know what I mean? Don't comment on no one's forehead, including mine. I mean, listen, I'm a bald nigga on camera right now. You know what I mean? My forehead. Yeah. My forehead may be the.
This community.
Yeah. That's fucking hilarious. And thank you for breaking that down because like I didn't even know that. That like again that like they're just just pulling random judges. But you said you started in like 2015, which is crazy how like you have a decade plus in this game. You know what I mean? This is
for fake though. That was just for funsies and like.
No, I mean, but like that's how long you've been doing this shit though. Like
yes, I think something went off in my head when I started professionally though, because before it was like I was a part of a gold sticker community. You got up there, you were brave, you were behind the mic.
Right, that gladiators respect. Yeah, right. Yeah, facts. Right.
And then I wanted my story to be impactful. I wanted to be able to say things in a way that people think about, but think like, oh, I'm not supposed to speak on it in such a way, right? And I just wanted it to mean more to me and beyond, right? And I got a coach and I started taking it really, really seriously. Like slam is a sport. This is art I started to study. Like good readers are good writers. I started to study. I started to listen. I started to really dive into community because prior to COVID, I didn't realize there was such a large professional
Right,
community. I
right.
was just like on my Instagram pretending like I'm gonna. I was posting videos as they would as poems would pop up in my head. That's as fast as I was posting. I'd be in a
Yeah.
row, like, and guess what? And another thing, literally, the videos are now archived. I would say go fact check me, but
Yo,
please
I'm
don't.
crying. So.
But yeah, I'd be wearing anything. I'm like, one lash on. I thought of this. I had to get it out. I
Right,
had to
right,
get it
right.
on the internet.
But it's just early signs of that energy, though. I mean, like you're just like, I gotta get this shit off. Like, just like as soon as I get it, yeah, yeah, So,
Repost.
yeah,
I was like, that's good. I went back and watched it with like my new ink, and I was like, somebody let me get
yeah,
away with
yeah, yeah.
that.
We probably could have drafted this, but
Yeah,
hey,
there
listen.
was no editing process. It was literally stream of consciousness.
Yeah,
and
right,
I
right,
said
right.
that.
Right, right. But
It
you
was
had to,
great.
but you had to go through that to get to here. You know what I mean? So like, it's all part of the picture. But it is fun looking back and being like, yo, what the fuck was I on? Like,
I mean, I went back to my friends.
yeah.
I went back to them. I said, why didn't y'all tell me I looked like that out there? They were like, because you was good for where we was at.
Yeah, I mean, but like, that's just what it was. You know what I mean? Like, no, that's it. Yeah, facts. Yeah. Word
Y'all
up.
gave me a gold sticker for nothing. Did I try?
Yeah,
Was there
right.
crust in my eye? Like, did we try?
Yeah, right. So, again, just like even in religion, because like you were speaking on like the moment where like you decided to like like really treat this a lot, like a sport, give it like a little bit more of like a critical approach, but how was it just even initially navigating and like ingratiating yourself in the poetry scene in Pittsburgh?
In Pittsburgh, it was really, really easy. I feel like I was saying, like everybody was very. Pittsburgh has a deep community and like open mics. Pittsburgh doesn't have a big slam scene,
Okay.
so it wasn't. There was no competitive air to it. So everybody was really, really warm, welcoming, inviting. That you could always find somebody willing to write with you, willing to listen to your work, like excited, not even just willing, really excited to write with you, really excited to hear your work. It was easy to even just go out with you because now we're cool. We run together. We're cool.
Right,
Like,
right,
it was
right.
really, really beautiful.
That's
here.
dope.
And not to say it was any less beautiful. Other places it was different. Though.
Yeah, right.
There was traveling. I found a lot of times like people were not listening to my work until I won things.
Oh,
and so I realized that it was my first year slamming, and I made final stage the first year, and people were rolling their eyes because they're like, this has to be a fluke. There's no way. We spent 13 years trying to get on the final stage, and they're upset. And I'm like,
damn.
Okay, and
yeah, like
whatever.
I didn't know the poetry community was so like critical of like like they be tight like
yes, there are like some really beautiful warm souls.
Of course, right,
and
of
there
course.
Are some mean
yeah, right, yeah.
Personally victimized by Regina George. Okay,
right, right.
Like, seriously,
You in the burn book and all that, yeah.
Literally,
yeah, right,
it
right.
was not fetch,
yeah,
at all.
At all. That'll never catch on, Gretchen.
They said Maya will never catch on. I'm telling you first.
Yeah.
I made it to final stage, and I did like really well. I made it through all of the rounds or whatever.
Yeah.
And I got off stage, and someone looked me dead in my eyes and said, "Wow, you really edited that poem. Them edits are sharp. I didn't touch that poem."
Yo, first off, that's a crazy approach. Like, that's insane. What the?
I love
like,
how you
people are
changed
bugged
your
out.
work.
People are bugged out. So what?
Yes,
like
and
to just
it's
walk like that's so crazy. I would never even think of it. Yeah.
Because they were, a senior in the poetry.
Yeah,
community.
right.
They already had accolades
I know.
at this point. So they're like, "Oh, any words from me?" It's just like,
yeah, right, yeah.
Fly now.
That's because they felt jaded though. Like it's just they like had a jaded. You know what I mean? Like like obviously I don't know who this person is, but just off of
They
this,
were.
yeah. You feel me? Yeah.
It checks out.
But it's just like you can't. Everyone's journey is their own journey, son. Like you can't if you're in the NBA and you ain't win a ring yet, and LeBron James comes in the league and takes his team. Like what you gonna be mad at him for being good, and
Yes,
you know what I
and
mean.
that's when you start screaming, Jordan, 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 Jordan.
Yeah.
You'll be nothing ever because of Jordan.
Right. You know,
Hey, there's a lot of court we can all
I'm
be.
sorry that even happened to you. Like
It
going
is
that,
okay,
that's
but
fucked
I,
up.
I think that moment needed to happen for me because I was like, oh, people don't dislike me. People don't know me because they didn't listen anyway.
Yeah, right.
Because a lot of times I would question my work and then I had to ground myself in why I was writing. I was never writing for y'all. Like,
Yeah.
I never had a competition in mind. Like, I need to win this. I've always written for myself first. And then I share for others.
Mhm.
I write very selfishly.
Yeah.
And I share generously.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. That's exactly like what I gathered from, just like your work and your performances.
Yeah. So though I want to be impactful for myself and beyond, fine. But I wrote it for me. So I'm not in my basement trying to figure out like, ooh, what
There you
does this
go.
scene
Yeah,
want to
right.
hear right now? Because honestly, what do I need to say for me?
Yep.
And is this anything I'm even willing to share? Because I try not to
Mm-hmm.
share anything I haven't worked through to a degree. Grief is always hard because you never really end the grief. Like grieving continues and it just evolves and it changes with the years or whatever. But I try not to share anything I haven't worked through that I can't answer questions about after or
Right,
have
right.
to take like the deepest breather after
Right.
getting off stage. I don't want to have to recoup,
Right.
especially in front of the folks.
Yeah, right.
Gosh,
Yeah.
Maya's in the corner crying right now. She can't sell books. That's wild.
Right.
So,
Yeah, no, and it just goes to show like that's why you always gonna win, Maya, because like that's where you share from. Like you said, people are writing to try to sound like Erica Badu, you know what I mean? But it's like because you share genuine, once it's out there, it's just like I'm just happy, like like you said, it's for me.
yeah.
I'm just happy I'm healthy enough to share this, you know what I mean? So it's like whoever gravitates, or like whoever that touches, it's supposed to touch.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like, and that well is infinite. You know what I mean? Because that comes from, you know what I mean? Like
Oh my
other people still. And again, this is why, like, if people even try to like, steal swag or like, it's just like, yo, take that. Because like, again, tomorrow some new might even come.
Take
You know
it
what I
'cause
mean?
you
Yeah,
needed it.
yeah, right.
Take it because you needed
Exactly.
it. Like, hey.
Yeah, and like you've also done like slams outside of Pittsburgh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like so just even speak on that during like what was like one like the first times that like like your poetry took you out the city.
Most of my slums are actually outside of Pittsburgh because like,
Okay.
Pittsburgh is largely a open mic city. What was my first out of town?
Or just like one that like you can like remember. Yeah.
It was my first final stage, and this is why people were upset. I was in Dallas, Texas.
Wow.
Woman of the World Poetry Slam. And also nationals is the last nationals that happened. Team nationals. So they were happening at the same time in the same venue. So teams will happen in the morning, and then the afternoon would be the Woman of the World Poetry Slam. But yeah, that was in Dallas. That was the first time.
That's fire.
I traveled intentionally for slam, prepared for that slam.
How was that for you? Like
it was eye opening.
First time in Texas, I'm assuming, or
it was my first time in Texas.
Okay.
Y'all can't drive. Okay.
It was horses out there.
And I'm scared because that was crazy.
Yeah, right.
Y'all lied to me about the tacos, or maybe somebody took me to a bad place.
Yeah, right.
So many things I have to say about
yeah,
Texas. Okay. But it was really, really great to go and know that I was doing something that I just wanted to do. I still had a 9 to 5. Like, I wasn't banking on winning to pay my rent, right? So it was really nice to just go and be okay at something, because that's how I felt about myself at the time. Like, like I'm happy to go and be okay at something.
Absolutely.
Invest in me.
Absolutely.
It was great.
For sure. Do you still have a 9 to 5 as far as your poetry career or not?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah.
I'm here for the people.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, and just even like, speak on that balance for you, because like, I feel like that's important, like, as far as like the creative community goes, because like, it's almost, I feel, it's inescapable. Like, you can't, like, in just whatever job that, and shout out to fucking Crystal, son. Shout out to Crystal, bro. Because like, she, we just dropped her episode yesterday, or no, on a Sunday. But in her episode, bro, she was saying that like she took a job at Starbucks, bro. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, just do what you gotta do. Like, she had the humility within herself to be like, look, yo, like, what, like, was this the career I do working at Starbucks? No. At the same time, I got a family to feed. I got my own business. I'm trying to do. Like, I don't care if I have to wear no Starbucks uniform. Like, just cut the check.
Gotta get her.
Every, I mean, just cut the check. Everything. You know, I mean, like, it's gonna be is what it is.
Cream.
But then also to have the respect to treat that job like she's showing up on time every day. You know what I mean? Like early. So yeah. So it's just like that sort of mentality. Like you just can't even teach that, bro. And it's just like you.
And that trickles into other things that you do.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like, so like, you know, just even speak about your personal relationship with just like, you know, having to clock into somewhere, you know, and then, you know, just have like, just like use it as a vehicle for your creative career.
So right now I refuse to work anywhere. Not refuse.
Yeah.
I've been blessed enough. Let me not say it was
Yeah, right.
So I've been blessed enough to have jobs come across my desk that allow me to work virtually. Like I worked earlier today. Yeah. I worked virtually, and then you know I'm able to do the podcast now.
Yeah,
so that has been extremely helpful, and also working within things that still make my heart skip a beat. I love helping other humans. It's just what I love to do. And right now I'm working at a nonprofit that's helping to revitalize West Baltimore.
There you go.
And Pennsylvania Avenue, which was like systemically dismantled. Yeah. So that has been really, really nice. And what was the other? Sometimes I ramble, y'all.
No, and it's like, you know, like my questions be mad layered too, but it's yeah, just like, you know, like as far as your relationship, like the balance that like, you know, like you may have to find as far as like, you know, your 9 to 5 career, and then, you know, just building this growing and still growing, you know, poetry career.
Discipline. It has really rewired my brain. You can't write on the clock because then something is not getting done in your 9 to 5, right? Exactly. So your 9 to 5 is for your 9 to 5. And just having the discipline to be like, either I'm waking up earlier or I'm going to bed later to figure out what I need to do for my poetry and to finish this poem. And a lot of times I'm not preparing for slam. I'm just getting my art done because I need to write as a human.
Right.
I just need to do it because if you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Right.
And it might not be you lose it in skill. You might lose it in passion. You might be like, oh, it's a thing I used to do. And I just don't ever want poetry to be something that's in my rear view.
Right.
It has helped me develop so much as a human. It has helped me to expand my imagination even.
Wow.
In the way I describe things, because sometimes things become too cliche and almost too accessible, and words that had heavy meaning just feels like feathers in the wind.
Wow.
And just trying to find new language to explain the mundane or to explain things that are so experienced by everyone. Everyone experiences life, right?
Right.
But finding new and creative ways to really allow people to know that even though this is something everyone goes through, it never should be boiled down to it is what it is.
Right.
Right? You know, your feelings and emotions should never be that simple. But yeah, having a 9 to 5 and still balancing the poetry has really taught me discipline, and that has trickled into other things. It's gotten me back into the gym and stuff.
There you go. Yeah.
You know, when you rewire your brain, you can apply it to every aspect of your life.
Absolutely.
Okay, I actually do have time.
Absolutely.
Realize how much time there actually is.
Real shit. No, I, man, very, very well said. I completely agree. And like, I just think, again, just people and just whatever creative field you're in, you know what I mean? Like, again, it doesn't have to, cause like I get the frustration of like not wanting to, you know what I mean? Like, you know, clock into somewhere, having to listen to someone who you feel like, you know, blah, 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 you know what I mean? But it's just, again, shout out to Stephen Schramm, man. You can't create if you can't pay your bills or if you're hungry. You know what I mean? That was an early bar that just stuck with me on this episode. I'm just like, facts. Yeah. If a nigga's knocking on your door like, yo, rent, and you trying to paint, or you trying to, you know what I mean?
Literally.
Right, so you like, damn, wait, I need a roof to, you know, be able to, you know, come into a crib and,
It's the last one. It's the going away sale.
Everything gotta go. Liquidate.
Me too. Can you actually take me with you? You got a water?
No,
like you got
yeah. Real shit. No, so I just think that was important for, you know, people to hear. But as far as like your stage presence, was that something that you had to develop? Was that something that just kind of came natural to you? Like, kind of speak on that.
I have stage presence?
Man, what? Stop that. Come on. You know you got stage presence. Come on now.
Yes, it was something that I definitely had to develop, but I think it was less structured than my writing
Of
development.
course, yeah, right.
Because like I said, I wanted to be an actress.
Yeah, right.
The accents, everything.
Right.
I used to watch my videos back
Mhm.
in 3 different ways. I watch it regular with the volume up, watching it, and then I would mute it and watch myself, and I'd be like, this is awkward, and I can tell what's going on in the poem because I know my work.
Yeah, right.
But I'm like, does this movement actually make sense for what's being said at the time?
Hmm.
Right? And then I'd flip my phone over and just listen to it.
Hmm.
And I'm like, do I like the inflections? So really just trying to figure out how to naturally move, or is the natural movement now going to be interrupted if I'm overthinking how to implement movement or choreography into the poem? And is implementing choreography into the poem going to take away from the emotion of the poem?
Mm.
And is it going to become so rehearsed that I'm detached from the story? Because
Okay.
I am somebody who writes about my real life.
Absolutely.
I only write about my real life.
Right.
Politics affecting my real life.
A true artist.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
art is. Like,
I'm not
fact.
about to get up and be like, yeah, and I was 6 months pregnant and da 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 da. And you're like, oh, girl, you had a baby?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, right. Who are you talking about? Yeah, right. Yeah.
On my wedding day. And I'm like, at some point in the poem, should you tell the people this is a manifestation? This is personification?
Manifestation is hilarious.
Are you the veil?
Yeah, right.
What is happening? Who are you?
Right. Is this your vision board? What's going? Yeah, right, right, right.
It's a metaphor. The date was, and I'm like, you weren't there, mama. So yeah, just trying to figure out those things, because also, just like how I said I like write selfishly, I retire poems selfishly too. There's a video of it somewhere. Some things don't request because I don't feel them anymore.
You go.
I'm not really interested in fake cracking my voice.
Yeah, right, right.
Because that just feels like I want you to feel something, and it feels like my cup is showing. It feels like I'm begging, and
I know that's a fire analogy though. That's
like,
that's crazy.
Oh my gosh, I remember I was preparing for a slam, and once I write the poems and I go over them with my coach, I have a coach, so I'm trusting you to call. If I wanted to be out here by myself, I'd be out here by myself. I'm not going to question what you call.
Right.
So my coach is like, okay, now do slam. And I'm doing the poem, rehearsing it. And towards the end of the poem, I just keep laughing every time because I'm thinking about the lines and how ridiculous they sound. Not because they were poorly written, but I'm so far away from that point in my life that I would never let anything like that happen to me now.
Right.
Girl, how was you there?
Right.
It's awkward laugh. It's not ha ha funny, but it's like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing funny. Like I'm about to get on stage and say this happened.
Yeah, right.
And though I worked through it, because it's like, okay, I wrote it at a point where I had worked through it. Now I got to work through the embarrassment of, girl, we was there.
Yeah, I know. But like, again, like any true artist, like you're gonna like any artist, I feel like is gonna have some sort of frustration to a degree to be like, yo, go back and do this thing. I love the way you do. So then just go back and listen to that shit. I'm on some new shit.
Yo, that's how Prince was.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, right.
I don't really do that anymore.
Yeah, right. But it just speaks again to just your journey as an artist and just a true artist where it's like, yeah, at that point that's what it was. But I grew out of that. Like here is a space I'm in now. And if you ever want to gain some perspective, or if you're currently in that place, and need to pull some gems from that, that's why it's there for you,
right,
to go back. But I'm not in the business of just doing things that are just for the sake of doing them, like you say. You know what I mean? Like
I say this all the time. There are slamming people, and then there's people who slam. I am a person who slams, right? There are other people who be like, oh dang, they did a depression piece, now I have to do my suicide. And I'm like, dog, what is happening right now? And they're looking at me, and they want me to weigh in on if they should get on stage and say, I wanted to kill myself too. And it's like, do you feel like you need to get that off right now?
Right. Yeah, right.
Feel like I need to win. And I'm like,
Niggas
Get get
never
get
not.
it off.
I gotta talk about when I once stepped on a mine in
Yo,
Vietnam. Like,
yo.
yeah, like it just becomes like the depression Olympics or something like that. Like,
So there we go.
yeah, right, yeah.
But I gotta go up and I gotta do what I have to do for me in that moment, which is
Yeah,
always awkward for slam because you sign up for slams like months in advance,
yeah.
sometimes a year in advance,
Damn.
and preparing for it. You just try to make sure your work is as good as it can be. Like I trust my bag fully. Whatever poem I need to pull from, I can pull. But I know in that whatever emotion I'm in at the slam, I could just go anywhere, right?
Right.
Um, it's really, really hard because if I at between signing up and getting there, I'd be like, ooh, these three poems just are irrelevant,
Yeah.
right? And people might be like, oh, well, why don't you just do the da 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 da? I'm like, I'm just not even there anymore. They're like, you'll win if you do the blah blah blah.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you do a poem that you don't believe in, the performance is already off.
How hard is there? Like, not hard, but like that's a fine line in doing. Because again, there's still that competitive nature in it. You know what I mean? So like like obviously like you're looking to win, but it's like what's the balance in like trying to win and then do something that feels organic and genuine to you?
I think I always have a good balance of that because I only ever write for me.
Exactly.
Right? So, like I said, I throw them away as they don't feel like they're for me anymore. And not really throw them away, but
Right. You
they
just
become
archive them.
patrons.
Yeah, right.
They're
Exactly.
in the book now.
Exactly.
I feel like I have a good balance of that, and I don't know how to describe folk who don't or
Yeah.
what their motives are because for me, before slam was introduced into my life, poetry didn't have a competitive nature. He just existed as I did.
There you go, man.
It existed because I needed it.
Facts.
And I just kind of still look through slam with that lens, knowing that, I might get a bag or I might not at the end of it. And sometimes you can be upset that you didn't win because there's sometimes that I pull out a poem and I'm like, oh, yeah, I like that poem. And I might listen to other things on stage that night and I just be like, huh. I just don't feel like that beat my this. And it's not that, oh, I absolutely needed the win. It's just like trying to get into the mind of the judges of what were you actually looking for? Because like I said, there's no rubric.
Right.
It's like, we only wanted natural hair tonight. So
yeah.
you were out. We wanted the men tonight.
Yeah. Sorry, no weaves. I don't think we're we are judging.
A button up. And we were looking for zippers.
Yeah, sorry, no Bantu knots tonight. Yeah.
Right? So just like figuring out, I try not to harp on slam too much because it's not my whole entire life.
Yeah.
And sometimes whatever hobby or whatever your performance style is, whatever creative medium you have, sometimes that's it for people because there's not that there isn't more to life for them. I just feel like I have a more complex layering of life.
Right.
Like I had custody of my niece and nephew really, really young. I am a parent.
Right.
So me losing this slam, I can't lose sleep about that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, my niece and nephew call me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she got to be. Yeah.
It's like I'm not spending 3 days grieving a slam.
Yeah. Right.
I can't emotionally afford to. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No. And just even like speaking of balance, like, and like you've mentioned a few times, just like throughout the pod already, like you take from your own life again, like any true artist does. And because you do that, I know it takes a lot out of you, and just being that vulnerable on stage and just like opening pockets of your life where it's just so raw and vulnerable. Like, how do you find a balance of, using that to fuel your material and then like it not taking too much out of you, just emotionally, mentally, like?
I guess that comes in the preparation. Sorry to sound like broken record.
Nah.
Just performance stuff that I have worked through. And sometimes you realize too late that you haven't worked through every aspect of it.
Yep.
Sometimes you're on stage and you're saying the lines, and as they're hitting your ears again, you're like, Oh my God.
That's happened to you before?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's probably
Stuff
crazy.
gotten so much more real than I wanted it to on stage.
Mm.
Like I'm not I haven't been a crier.
Mm.
I'm like full blown.
Yeah, right.
I well up.
Yeah.
I well up.
The Denzel tear might. Yeah, right.
Gangster.
Yeah, right.
But I was on stage and I was saying something, and it was just so. I don't know why it was so much more true this day. And I was like, oh my gosh, my uncle died. Like I just found it out with y'all, and I'm in the middle of this poem. I'm like, he's gone, huh?
Shit is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's shit just got too real in that moment. Like, what is that like? How do you navigate that? Moments like that, or
during a slam, you gotta know better. During a slam, you just gotta know better.
Real shit.
During a feature, I just talk through it. I'd be like, that was wild, y'all.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, right.
Dang.
Yeah.
Plugs and Harmony was right. I do miss
Yeah, right.
And I'm just such an awkward soul. Like, I have to talk to stay alive.
Yeah, right.
I need attention to stay alive. I'm really just Tinkerbell.
Yeah, right.
Believe in me or I die.
Yeah.
But on the feature, I just talk them through it. I think it's okay. The joke was funny. Like,
yeah, right.
Laugh at it.
Right.
But during a slam, you just get your poem off, get off stage, and you just gotta recoup the way you do.
Right.
Like that's happened to me one time during slam, and I had prepared this poem. It was the same poem as the uncle poem, and my coach at the beginning of us practicing together, he was like, "Girl, you still in therapy?" I said, "Well, that wasn't tactful." Yes. He said, "You feel like you worked through this one?" I said, "Well, I really wanted to show it to you."
Well, that wasn't tactful, but I am. Yes, I am. Yeah.
I'm like, I really wanted to show it to you.
And there was no type of subtlety, right? I mean, just came out the gate like, yo, what's up with that? Like,
he said, this is a stream of consciousness. Didn't edit it. You are crying. You help? Is this what help looks like? Like, And so we shelved it, and like that's not touching the stage right now.
Yeah,
I was
right,
like,
right.
okay, but I'm glad
fair play. Yeah,
whatever
right.
I wrote it or
Right.
writing, and I brought it back to practice a couple weeks later, and he was like, okay, you can get through it. Are you okay though?
Right. Yeah.
Keep trying.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to do that one because grief is hard. Other things, like I keep saying, like working through like having a tumultuous relationship with my dad and stuff like that is stuff like I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm over it,
right?
As much as a human can,
right? Of course.
I'm not going to cry on stage about that. Like,
right?
That does not pull on my heartstrings. But grief just comes in such a weird way. You can see somebody wearing like the same hoodie your uncle got in the garage. You're like, what the heck? You wasn't supposed to be here.
Right?
You're messing up my day.
Right?
And I just really, I don't know. I wanted to give breath to my uncle because I felt like I didn't talk about him enough.
Yeah.
And I felt really guilty because after he had passed, I found myself wanting to really forget him because the memory of him hurt so bad. And it sounds really ridiculous. It's not really like a good thing to ask for. But I'm just like, yeah, I just rather not have the memories. It's taking up a lot of storage. It's taking up a lot of my day. I'd be in traffic like, now like this is weird. So I had worked through it to a point where I could get through the poem. There was no crying. I was like, wow, great. I really want to do this. I want to get this on record, get it recorded for my uncle. Like I need this to happen. And I did the poem, and one of the lines in the poem is like talking about how my uncle used to sing Mr. Telephone Man and how I want to get through the song without it ending in tears. And I'm getting off stage, and the DJ starts playing Mr. Telephone Man.
Oh, nah, that nigga was on some. Yeah, he tried to,
I got through the whole poem.
Yeah. And you got to play the verse. Yeah, you got to play the verse, right?
I fell off the stage.
Wow.
I fell off the stage. I had to walk to the side to go down the stage. I fell into the host's arms, and I'm like, it's like, I got to go announce the next person. Somebody take my
Yeah.
And now there's strangers trying to come and comfort me. I'm like, where's my coach? I just need my coach.
Yeah, man. Now the DJ fucked up for that. Yeah, he ain't have to play that. So no, it's crazy.
What happened was, like, I want to give grace to the DJ.
Of course, no. No. I'm talking
Was
shit.
he heard the first line, the introduction, because the Mr. Telephone Man came up twice. And the I Want to Sing It Without It Ending in Tears was until the end. I think he heard that reference at the beginning. It was like, oh, this is going to be easy.
Right.
And start mixing it for himself.
Exactly.
And by the time the end of the poem, he's like, okay, spin.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the slam, he came, he found me, he apologized. He was like, I want to buy you lunch. And I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah, he tried to parlay it into a vibe. Like, he's like, yo,
no, he wanted to
no, I'm fucking around.
That would have been great.
Yeah, I'm like, yo.
Lunch denied. Like, yeah, let's go have lunch at my uncle's gravesite.
Yeah, right.
Now what? That would have been wild.
Yeah, right. But like, he was just like apologetic about
very apologetic. Even after that, he found me on Instagram and was just like, what's been keeping me up? I don't know if you had any family in the crowd. Your family had to sit with that too. Like, it was an itemized apology. Right. Very, very heartfelt. If there's no hard feelings.
No, of course not. Yeah.
I just learned a valuable lesson that day. I said, wow, I have to now monitor things that are beyond my control. And that poem is now strictly for features. I announce beginning and end of. Don't play anything.
Yeah, just as
I'm on
exactly
stage,
right.
So now that poem has just been taken out of slam rotation.
Okay.
No slam. It goes outside because it's still an important work for me.
Right.
But it does not meet the judges.
Yeah. Like, it's there for when you need it. You know what I mean? Like if you want to break that out. So no, shout out to that. And thank you for just even giving us that insight to that. That's like the super dope. But I want to take it to your YouTube channel, son. You got like over 300K subscribers on that. Like, that's pretty crazy. Like, I mean, just like, what was it like growing that? Like, how pivotal has it? Because like, you use like the shorts primarily, right? And like they do like really, really well. So like, when did that kind of catch on for you? And like, how has that been for you as far as like growing your audience?
I want to tell everybody there's a lot of scammers out there. And this is right when somebody would tell you, join my masterclass and I will teach you how to grow your beard. And I want you to know that is malarkey. The amount of subscribers there is like dumb luck.
Yeah.
Do you remember the eggs, bacon, grits, sausage?
Yeah, no, that shit got like 100 million views. Like,
that is the original video, and that's my nephew.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Like sausage.
So that's the OG video that like went viral and started the joint. That's crazy.
Yes, and
that's crazy.
And if you look under the stuff, I'm not embarrassed, but I know where the people came from.
Right.
They came for the sausage.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
And then they write sausage.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
They were writing it under like I was talking about like my album, and that the whole album deals with grief.
Yeah.
And they were like, can y'all leave her alone at least under this video?
Yeah, right.
And they reply back, sausage. They don't care.
Yo, fuck the internet,
they
son.
They say, yo, show me where the redhead is. I said, you're lusting after a child who is now an adult, but you're looking at the child.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Like, you're looking at
weird.
Yeah, at this point, like,
give me the address. And I'm like,
holy shit.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I love a redhead. And I'm like, it's always the redhead.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, please stop it.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, that's where that came from. Right. I'm allergic to the internet for real. Like, to be honest.
Yeah. I feel like we all are to a degree, like.
I don't get into that. Like I told you, like stuff was popping in my head. I was posting videos in a robe. Like, I don't care. Yeah. I do not care about the algorithm, the aesthetics, the hashtags. I don't even know. Wouldn't find me how. Yeah. It's like it feels so dirty to be like, here's a poem of me being so sad. Hashtag Baltimore poet. Hashtag.
I was like, yeah, it just feels unnatural. Like, yeah.
Right, and I know there is. It's a tool.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly, right.
It's a tool I don't know how to use. So no shame on anybody who does it because, like, get it how you live. Y'all I see y'all growing. Yeah. Like, shout out to y'all. But if I could have it my way, y'all catch me at home with a rotary phone. That's how you know I'm home.
Yeah, right.
Like, give me a little flippy or something. I just, the internet.
But I mean, like,
accessible.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, I mean, stop commenting sausage on the fucking Mind Rights videos, my niggas. Like, come on, my nigga. But like, it just seems like as far as like the shorts go, like you've kind of just like even gotten into just like some sort of comfortability with that. You know what I mean? So like, how has that journey been for you? Like, when did you start kind of pumping those out.
As I feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
It's like I treat all of my social media like Tumblr.
yeah,
Okay.
right.
I just pop on when I
I
have a
feel you
vibe.
on that. Yeah, no. I feel you. I feel you.
Vibe.
I'm of that like same mental school too, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
And I'm trying to rewire my brain in that capacity
Right.
now to be intentional.
Right.
So, when I figure it out, have me back on and then I'll really tell you.
100%.
Because
Yeah,
right now,
that
it's
shit.
literally just a vibe.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
if I felt like press. And it's not a lot of labor. It's just like my thumbs are allergic to the screen or
I feel
something.
you.
I don't understand
I
it.
feel you.
Like, it'd be on my to-do list, videos done, and I just like. At one point, I posted a video and I said, if y'all are coming here for something specific, this is my channel, so it's just like a hodgepodge of whatever I want.
Right, exactly.
So don't come begging for anything.
Exactly. No. And listen, the good thing about that is that they are like the subscribers are there for whenever you decide to turn it up.
Yep.
So I'm
turn it up.
Yeah, right. So like, hey, listen, they're there for whenever you feel like really popping out. They are there, and you have the eyes. So like, yeah, I was just like curious about it because I was like, oh shit, like that's super lit. Yeah.
You want to see me? Y'all gonna be like, wow, look at Maya. She keeps.
And again, like your shorts are doing really, really well. Like they get like 20K views. Like I mean, it's not a small amount of people. You know what I mean? Like
they still want sausage, but they do want.
Yeah, right,
so,
right.
I'm appreciative.
I was even gonna say like the shorts is like the way to go. So like so like lean into that if you're even thinking about because that's because like we post shorts on of the just like clips of the pod and like that's kind of. Like like that's where the eyes are going because like that's just like how people consume content for the most part nowadays. So.
That bothers me too, though.
There you go.
I'm a little conflicted with that because I want to go back to the days where like people actually want information. People want information as fast as they can get it. And it's like you're cutting corners at that point.
Yeah.
And at some point, you're going to have a circle. Bruh. And
that's a bar. Don't let that go over. That's a bar. That's facts.
I don't know if I want to lean into that and become part of the problem, even though it's just like art. But y'all are doing this with medical diagnoses. like what's wrong with me? No, tell me in 30 seconds or less. It's like you gotta
word though.
You have a twitch in your eyebrow.
Now everyone got ADHD, son.
Literally, like
now everyone on Adderall and shit now. Like,
but some of this stuff it's like the nature versus nurture. Some of this stuff is conditioning, right? It's like you don't have a short attention span. You live in a microwave society. It's built your short. You cut back on your attention span because people my age complaining about commercials is beyond me.
Right.
Because I'm like, you don't go get a drink?
Yeah.
You don't go to the bathroom?
Right.
Like, what did you do when commercials was on cable?
Right.
And your sibling was putting their hand against the thing so you couldn't change the channel?
Yeah, right.
I guess we're in a really weird
spot,
like age-wise.
Yeah, facts.
I didn't grow up fully with internet in the house.
Exactly. Yep.
I remember we kept signing up for like 7-day trials and not telling our dad because he didn't want us on the internet because it was a spooky place.
Yeah, right.
And the phone be like, eh.
Yep.
What y'all got going on?
Exactly.
Right? So I don't know. I long for a time where people actually cared about what they were looking up. Because people have increased care the shorter it is. Right? And I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are not talking to your friends enough. You ain't just let a person like me sit at your table and yap.
Yeah.
We can build some endurance.
Yo, come build endurance with Maya, right, son? Yeah, y'all gotta stop bullshit. Yeah, right.
Endurance.
Yeah, stop bullshit. Come build up endurance, man. No, and like I think that's completely well said. And I completely agree. I do want to touch on your book, The Street Lights Are On. You dropped it like at least like you first published it like in 2022, correct?
Oh, you did the research. I did.
There you go. So what was life looking for you like at that time, and like when you decided to like write your first book, because like that's pretty dope, and it's on Amazon now, by the way, if you want to go cop that. So
it is. Thank you. 2022 was a very hard emotional year for me. At the beginning of the year, I had decided to move away from Pittsburgh to Baltimore. I I raised my kids. They was going off to college, and I was like, okay, I need to leave
Yeah.
because I'm going to end up with another child in my house because that had already happened. I had my niece and my nephew.
Right.
My nephew moved out. My sister drove me another niece. She said, "I heard you had space." I said, "I don't have the emotional capacity. Is there an empty bed here?"
Yeah,
Yes.
right. She got
But
the
I think
notification like, okay, boom, room open.
like,
Let me
yeah,
go.
there's
Yeah,
an empty
right.
bed waiting for me somewhere
Word,
else.
word.
Okay, like you gotta chill.
That's
And I was like, I have to physically move away, or I'm going to be stuck
no.
raising someone else's children and never knowing what life looks like as
Right.
an individual. Like
Of
I have
course,
15
yeah.
siblings. I've never been a one in my life. I wanted to know what a one looked like.
Right.
Um, so I moved away to Baltimore because I was moving away, period, but also for the poetry of it all. And I started talking so long, I don't remember why I started the sentence.
No, you're good. No, you're good. I was just asking like just like what life was looking like when you decided to write the street life
Oh
story.
my
Yes,
gosh,
worth it,
wow,
but
this was
yeah,
about the book.
I know.
Certified.
Yeah,
Where should it go?
right.
There's so many thoughts flying around my head. It's like the ticket air blaster at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Just thoughts. I'm just
Right.
like, this
You
is a
gotta
good
like,
thought.
yeah, you just gotta like hug the tickets to your body when you can, like you don't lose them.
So when I had moved away, my friends started dropping by flight. Like the moment I moved away, my first friend passed away, childhood friend. I was like, okay. Then 2 months later, and then a month later, and then I mean, the calls were just all the time, and I'm out of town,
Yeah.
and I don't know how to tell my boss at my new job. I just started here that I need to put in PTO and bereavement for all of these people who are not blood, right? And there was just a constant battle within myself trying to figure out how much I get to grieve because I'm not a sibling, because I'm not a mom. You know, there's so many people that get to cry before I do, and how to validate grief. And I was really dealing with that by myself. And a lot of these poems started off as like journal entries. They were never supposed to be for like monetary value or anything like that. And I started to think more deeply about my friends with children and stuff like that. And that's why I crafted the book, and the profits from the book go to their families.
Beautiful. That's incredible.
Yeah, so I was just grieving hard, guys. It was 2022. I was going through it, and I was writing excessively.
Yeah.
Like I was writing excessively.
Well, no.
And the book is like a living document. I still add to it to this day. So if you bought a book in 2022, I'm sorry. Because the book is so much thicker now. There's so many more poems, unfortunately, in the book now as I come across more feelings about like maybe old situations or come across new deaths. I add to the book.
Word up. No. Maya, thank you first off for even sharing that, giving us the insight to your life, to your career. I know we didn't touch on artist talk, but hey, that's why we got the other episodes. We got the people in the cohort, so go check those out. But this is Maya's episode. You want to learn about Maya? Come tune into Maya's episode. But I just want to thank you so much for taking time to come through. I know you're incredibly busy, got like a whole bunch of stuff going on. But this is the point of the pod where if you want to plug anything, if you got anything coming up, events, or again where they can find the book. And just anything you just want to throw out there, please feel free to do so. But I just want to thank you so much for coming through, being open, being vulnerable, as always. And just shout out to you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Of course.
No, I appreciate you for having me. Do I want to shout myself out? Like, do you guys want to follow me? Sure. I believe in consent. Like, you don't have. I'm not gonna fight you for a follow or anything, but you can follow me on Instagram. I'm Maya Maya_WRITE. You can find me on YouTube the same exact way, and join the population. Maybe type sausage. Try bacon or something like that. Like, switch it up on me. And if you want to yap, you can hit my line, okay? I'm not going to get back to you immediately because I'm allergic to the internet. But when I see it, I will yap with you afterwards.
Yeah. There you go. Listen, man, MIC Podcast episode 178, where everyone is a master of their own creation. We got young baby Spice, Maya Wright in the building. And we're out, bro. Peace.